Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. We're going to take a look at this video where apparently Joe Biden is calling Trump supporters garbage. Let's jump right in.
And there's been a significant own goal from the current president of the United States. He's referred to Donald Trump's supporters as garbage.
Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
He was responding to a joke that was made at the Madison Square Garden rally by a comedian where he called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. But either way, that is an own goal from the president, potentially a damaging one just a week out from the election, and reminiscent of this comment by Hillary Clinton all those years back.
Before we get into that, Joe Biden may have just lost the election for Kamala Harris and the Democrats. Joe Biden may have just lost the election or lost the chance of winning the election for Kamala Harris and the Democrats. Is he self-sabotaging? Or I shouldn't say self-sabotaging. Is he sabotaging the Democratic Party and Kamala Harris? Or is he, it's either one or the other, or is just his cognitive, ability just totally gone? Like, has he declined that much from a cognitive standpoint to where he would say something like this and think it's okay to say? Earlier in the week, what did he say? What was he talking about earlier in the week when he made a gaffe? Or last week, he was talking about locking Trump up. We got to lock him up. And then he tried to correct it and say, we got to lock him up politically. There's a reason why Kamala Harris's team does not want Joe Biden going around and campaigning with her. There's a reason for that. And we are seeing it. He is saying these things with as little bit of coverage as possible as far as Kamala Harris getting elected. Imagine if he was given a bigger platform to talk specifically about why Kamala Harris should be elected. Imagine if he was at Kamala Harris's rallies, engaged in her town halls, all these different things. It's either one or the other. It's either one or the other. Either he's trying to do this on purpose and the second part is not funny, or his cognitive decline has just become that significant where he can't control what he's saying. And he's just saying maybe the first thing that comes to mind or just kind of blurting out stuff. I don't know if any of y'all have dealt with people, whether it's Alzheimer's or other diseases or conditions that impact people's cognitive abilities. But he sounds like when he's just blurting stuff out or kind of rambling and talking, you can't really understand what he's saying, going all over the place. Even how he walks, you can tell that something's off. This is why I've been very hesitant over the last year, probably now, to critique him or as far as making fun of him, because it's not funny, especially as the president of the United States. And it's not funny that if he didn't have a bad debate with Donald Trump, he would be running for president. Like, it's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty embarrassing. If I was Kamala Harris, I'd be pissed off. She's already struggling enough, to get this last week to end it with some motivation on a positive note. I don't know. What are y'all thoughts? Let's keep going.
We are living in a volatile political environment. To just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. And unfortunately, there are people like that.
We'll have more on the comment by Joe Biden.
So Hillary, when she made that comment, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she said that at least half of his supporters. So what Biden, in my opinion, him saying that Trump supporters are garbage is even worse than what Hillary Clinton said. Deplorable, I mean, just means like a low quality person. But to say that people are garbage, it's like the Democrats had all this. They got exactly what they were looking for with that comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe. They got exactly what they were looking for. They got some content that they could put out to further illustrate some of the things that they were saying or name calling when it came to Donald Trump, calling him a fascist, calling him Hitler, saying he's a Nazi, all these different things. They had exactly what they wanted. Now, whether you think that that's, out of bounds, offensive, the comedian, wherever you stand on that, the Democrats still got what they wanted. And within 2 days, Joe Biden found a way to completely change the narrative. Like, he just gifted, in my opinion, Trump and the Republicans, a lot of momentum. Now it's like flipped. You had their back against the wall. You had their back against the wall, and now you completely turned it on yourself. It'll be interesting, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more tonight. But do you guys think that Joe Biden did this on purpose? Do you think that it's just another illustration of his cognitive functions declining? I don't know. Do you think that this will impact the election in a significant way? If you were Kamala Harris and her team, would you just tell Joe Biden, like, lock him in his basement for a week? I don't know. I could definitely see Barack Obama running over there and saying, Joe, you can't talk for the next week. Or, Nancy Pelosi, I guess she would be the one to go in there and do it, since that's the one that convinced him not to run in the first place. So it seems to be some infighting. Within the Democratic Party. I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know if it's going to be a big impact. I just had a conversation with my homeboy, and we were talking about the comedian Tony Hinchcliffe. And I guess with it being Wednesday right now, that happened on Sunday. He believes that story is already out of the news. I tend to think a little bit differently. I think that the only reason why it would be out of the news is because Joe Biden brought it up. But even when you bring up Joe Biden calling Trump supporters garbage, they're still going to reference, just like this gentleman did, and say why he mentioned it in regards to, the joke that Tony made about Puerto Rico being a piece of garbage, giant floating piece of garbage. So I don't know. I guess we'll all find out on Tuesday. We'll definitely talk about it tonight. So just a heads up, we have the show tonight, 9 p.m. We have our wind down. We got a whole bunch of things to discuss, We're going to look at this video. We got to review some of Kamala Harris's commercials, which are apparently trying to convince women to vote secretly against their men. I don't know. We'll look at it. And then we got a couple other videos that we want to dive into with the Black Men Summit. I saw D.L. Hughley and a few other people on there. We're going to talk about whether or not we think Kamala Harris should do the Joe Rogan interview. And I think we'll actually have a live review because Trump should be on Sean Hannity tonight at 9. So we may review that as well. And who knows what else we'll add to the mix. So with that, I'll let y'all go. Appreciate y'all as always. And I'll see y'all tonight at 9. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ew, it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.